हम अवगुण भरे एक गुण नाही, ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਾੜ ਬਿਖੈ ਬਿਖ ਖਾਹੀ। ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਭਰਮ ਪੈ ਭੂਲੇ, ਸੁਤ ਦਾਰਾ ਸਿਓ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਲਗਾਈ। ਇੱਕ ਉੱਤਮ ਪੰਥ ਸੁਨਿਓ ਗੁਰ ਸੰਗਤ, ਤਿਹ ਮਿਲੰਤ ਜਮਤ ਰਾਸ ਮਿਟਾਈ। ਇੱਕ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਭਾਟ ਕੀਰਤ ਕੀ, ਗੁਰ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਰਾਖੋ ਸਰਨਾਈ। ਡੰਡ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਿਕ ਬਾਰ, ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ। ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ, ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਿਛ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ, ਸਾਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ। ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ, जिन कल राखी मेरी। कहा बुद्ध प्रभ तुच्छ हमारी, बरन सकै महिमा जो तिहारी। हम न सकत कर सिफत तुम्हारी, आप ले हो तुम कथा सुधारी। मूक उचरै शास्त्र खट, पिंग गिरन चढ़ जाए। अंध लखै बदरो सुनै, जो काल कृपा कराए। अंध लखै बदरो सुनै, ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਏਕੋ ਏਕ ਕਹਿ ਸਭ ਕੋਈ, ਹਉਮੈ ਗਰਭ ਵਿਆਪੈ। ਅੰਤਰ ਬਾਹਰ ਏਕ ਪਛਾਣੈ, ਇਉ ਕਰ ਮਹਿਲ ਸੰਿਆਪੈ। ਪ੍ਰਭ ਨੇੜੈ ਹਰ ਦੂਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਹੁ, ਏਕੋ ਸ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਟ ਸਬਾਈ। ਏਕੰਕਾਰ ਅਵਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੂਜਾ, ਨਾਨਕ ਏਕ ਸਮਾਈ। ਏਕੋ ਏਕ ਕਹਿ ਸਭ ਕੋਈ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਿਵਾਜੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਇਕੱਤਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਨਾਮ ਰੂਪੀ ਕਥ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਅਤਿਅੰਤ ਵਡਭਾਗ ਹਨ। Very blessed to join the court of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji to listen to the katha of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji's Bani of Dakhni Oankar. The actual name of this Bani is Oankar Bani, but ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ look in the Gurmat Class Zoom ਉੱਥੇ ਦਖਣੀ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ। So that ਨਾਮ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਚਲਿਤ ਪੰਥ ਵਿੱਚ, ਪਰ ਇਸ ਬਾਣੀ ਦਾ the main name of this ਬਾਣੀ is ਓਅੰਕਾਰ ਬਾਣੀ। ਸੋ ਸੰਖੇਪ ਦੇ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਸਰਵਣ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ। what we went through in the katha last week in summary is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji visiting ਓਅੰਕਾਰ ਮੰਦਰ, ਜੋ ਸ਼ਿਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਮੰਦਰ ਹੈ। ਓਅੰਕਾਰ ਮੰਦਰ, ਉੱਥੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ। they go to that ਮੰਦਰ, ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ meets the pandit there. The Maharaj Ji asked the Pandit who is teaching the Sanskrit 35 akhar, okay, what is the meaning of these letters? And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji asks them, what is the meaning of your Mangal? Mangal means invocation. Oang Namahe Siddhang. So Guru Maharaj Ji asks, what is the arth? What is the meaning of this? So we went for that in the first katha and the last katha of what the Siddhang means, Sassa and Tadda. What is the letters of S and you could say D? But in Punjabi, there's many different types of Ds, or in this case, if you're looking at Tadda or even looking at Sanskrit as well. So Guru Sahib Ji is saying, okay, what is the meaning of this Siddhang, the S and the D in Siddhang as well? So Guru Sahib Ji then gives the arth to themselves, and they say, what does Tadda mean, for example? If you go for Sassa, Guru Sahib says, what is the meaning of Sassa? Sassa Sab Jaga Sahaj Upaya. Okay, the meaning of Sassa is Sab Jag. कि सारी दुनिया, the whole world, सहज उपाया, सुते सिद्ध ही, very very easy. Waheguru Ji created the whole world. तीन पावनिक ज्योति, Teen ਭਾਵੇਂ ਨਿਭਾਵੇ ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਧ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, all three worlds, the higher worlds, these worlds and the lower worlds. Guru Sahib says ek jyoti, there's one jyot, there's one light that is making everything manifest. Then ਅੱਗੇ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਤੀਜੀ ਪੌੜੀ ਵਿੱਚ, in the third ਪੌੜੀ they talk about ਤੱਦਾ means ਤੱਦੇ ਧਰਮ ਧਰੇ ਧਰਮਾ ਪੁਰ ਗੁਣਕਾਰੀ ਮਨ ਧੀਰਾ. What is the meaning of ਤੱਦਾ? So Guru Sahib Ji gives the arth of that as well, that Waheguru Ji is ਧਰਮਾ ਪੁਰ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਧਰਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੂਰਨ ਹੈ. They are complete in all ਧਰਮਸ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ, they are the highest of the high ਧਰਮ. ਸਰਬ ਧਰਮ ਹੈ ਸ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਟ ਧਰਮ, ਹਰਿ ਕੋ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਕਰਮ. The highest ਧਰਮ that Waheguru Ji has given us through Gurbani, through Tur Ki Bani, the Guru's Bani, is ਹਰਿ ਕੋ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ, ਕੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਕਰਮ, ਚੰਗੇ ਕਰਮ ਕਰਨੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ. We have to do good actions as well. ਸਗਲ ਉਦਮ ਮੈਂ ਉਦਮ ਭਲਾ, ਹਰਿ ਕਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ ਜੀ ਸਦਾ. What is the greatest type of action we could do? Uddam means to make an effort. Har ka naam japaho ji sada. Naam japana. ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਧ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸਗਲ ਕਿਰਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਉਤਮ ਕਿਰਿਆ, ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਦੁਰਮਤ ਮਲ ਹਿਰਿਆ. Kirya here means again another type of action. Kirya more simply means action. Uddam means to make an effort. They say the highest type of action we can do is sadh sangata durmat malhiriya. Going to sadh sangat and lose his durmat, this khoti buddhi, you could say this dirty mind, to lose that durmat malhiriya. Sagala bani mein amrit bani, har ko jasun rasan bakhani. Sagala than te hai oh uttam than, nanak jeh kata vase har naam. Guru Sahib Ji says the highest of the highest place in the whole world, sagala than mein uttam than, nanak jeh kata. Kata means hirda. Inside the heart which Waheguru Ji sits themselves, Waheguru Ji or Waheguru Ji's name. That is the highest of the high. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is saying that Dharma Pur, Puran, Dharma, the highest form of Dharma, Waheguru Ji has themselves, and Waheguru Ji has given that to us through Guru Bani, Turki Bani Ai, then a Sagli Chintamati. The Satsanga Ji, us Tiji Pauri, which in that third Pauri, a very, very famous line comes. Guru Sahib Ji says to us, Ke karte ki mitta karta jane ke jane Guru Sura. We talked about that Sakhi last week. Karte ki mitta. Mit means maryada. Karte ki mitta. Jo Waheguru Ji di maryada hai, the workings of God. What Waheguru Ji does, maryada. Karte ki mitta karta jane. Waheguru Ji aap jaande hai. Waheguru Ji knows himself what Waheguru Ji is doing. And they say, Ke jane Guru Sura. Ke the arth hai ja. Ja means or. Ja Guru Surama. Surma means the warrior Guru. That Guru Sahib Ji and Waheguru Ji know what Waheguru Ji is doing. We talked about the Sikh who read this Bani Dakhni Onkar to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji, and that Sikh read it wrong. He read Ke Jane Guru Sura. The Ke the arth hai Saad Singh Ji ki. Ke Jane Guru Surma means Ke Jane Guru Surma means what does the Guru know? So he read it wrong. The Guru Gobind Singh Ji said to him, Ke Sikha, Bani Shuddh paro, read Guru Bani correctly, but he still read it wrong. So then he was given a chaped. Then the Sikh got upset. Ke, I heard that if you read Guru Bani, you meant to get sukh, but I got a chaped, I got a slap. The Guru said that you're upset about this chaped that you got, but what about when you snap my arm in half? So what the point that Guru Sahib is making is that when we read Guru Bani incorrectly, they were hurting the Guru. So Guru Sahib Ji gave an upadesh to Sikh, and they said ke Sikh ho suno ho, Sikh eho meri. Sikh ho means oh Sikh, suno ho means to listen, Sikh means Sikhya. Sikh ho suno ho, Sikh eho meri. Meri Sikhya. Listen to this teaching. Bani padho ho, Shuddh Guru keri. If you're going to read Guru Bani, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says Bani padho ho, Shuddh Guru keri. Shuddh Bani padho. Read Guru Bani correctly. Pade Mahatam lehe bisal. Halat parat mehe hoye nihal. The one who reads Guru Bani Shuddh, dhyan dena with full concentration and correctly, they say halat palat. Halat means in this world, palat means the next world, mehe means which, hoye nihal. They have so much anand. That's Sikh who reads Guru Bani correctly and with full concentration. So that's what I went through last week. Guru Maharaj Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji spoke about went through these 2 Shabads or 3 Shabads last week. So today we'll carry on with the Punjabi Pauri. in which Guru Saheb Jee continues and gives us more upadesh as well to the Pandit and to all the Sangat that listen to this Bani or read Dakhni Onkar. So Ram Karan to Pehla, before we start the Katha today, let's all say Satnam Waheguru together. So Sari Sangat Akho, Satnam Sri Waheguru Saaheb Jee.
एको एक कह सब कोई हूँ मैं गर्भ व्यापै.
So Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji Kathan Karde Han, the first Guru tells us Eko ek kahe sab koi. Eko, ek Parmeshwar Waheguru Ji. Everybody says that there's one God. Asi we can there we say ek oankar means one God, but ek oankar means more than that. But Guru Maharaj Ji is saying ke eko ek kahe sab koi. Jere vi Vidwan log han Sahib Singh, those ones who are Vidwans who have knowledge, they all say there's one God who have true knowledge. In other dharms, like maybe in the Hindu dharam, they say there's many gods, but we know very clearly that there's only one God. That sabana jiya ka ek data. So my visanandra ek data. There's not 2, 3, 5, 6, 10 gods. There's only one God. Waheguru Ji. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says eko ek kahe sab koi. Everybody says there's one God. The Kaiwadi Sahib Singh Ji, people say that there's one God, that God is everywhere. And this is true. But they use this as an excuse not to do many things in life. I've heard it many times. Okay, God is everywhere. So why do I need to go to the Gurdwara Sahib? If God is everywhere, if God is inside me, if God is all around me, then why should I come to the Guru's Ghar? Why should I come to the Gurdwara Sahib? See, can there we say that there's no need if God is everywhere, but can we see God everywhere? Yes or no? If we can see God everywhere, then chalo theek hai, then that's fine. But if we can't see God everywhere, then these are just words. It's true, but we haven't experienced them. So Guru Sahib is saying, eko ek kahe sab koi, ho main garb vyapai. Par Sahib Singh Ji, Jire Kaljug the Jeev Han, those people that live in this world in Kaljug, that are engrossed in Kaljug. Kaljug means the dark age. They say, Home Garbha Vyape. Home he means Dehe di Hangata. To have this attachment to the body. So Home Garbha. Guna de Hankar. Kei baar we think to ourselves, look, I have so many good qualities. I have this, I have that. And we get Hankar inside us. Vyape. Vyape means to be stuck, engrossed in those things. Ke deh de hankar vich lage hoye han. They are stuck in that. Oh, deh di hangata vich. They're stuck in these two things. And because of that, we are unable to experience Waheguru Ji. Eko ek kahe sab koi. We can all say there's one God, but have we met that God? Have we seen that God? Have we experienced that God? No, because home garbha vyapai, because of this attachment we have to the body. This sareer, this body we love so much, but we don't go beyond the body. We don't go beyond maybe some of the things that we are attached to in this life, different items as well. So Guru Sahib is saying is go beyond that. Come every single day, come and see Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Come do Sad Sangat, Sat Sangat Male, So Tariya. Bhai Nandlal Ji writes in the Raitname, they say that we should build a love for Guru Bani. That is the most important. They say Bani Mahe, Mahe means which again. Bani Mahe Neho Nita Karno. They say Har Roj Bani Parya Karo. Read good Bani every single day. Bani Mahe Neho, Neho means Prem. Bani Mahe Neho Nita Karno. Every single day read good Bani. And they say then Chugli Ninda Ar Paraharno. Paraharno. Chugli means to gossip. Nindya means to slander. Ara Paraharno means Tyagdana. To get rid of all these things. Stop doing these two things. Because every single time we read Guru Bani, we're making ourselves pure. We come to the Guru Ghar, to the Guru's home, we become pure. And we go back outside and make ourselves dirty again. It's very hard to come by somebody who doesn't have something to say about the other person. Right? We're all very quick to talk about somebody else's qualities. But we need to look inside as well, because what that is doing is when we keep speaking of other people, we're just adding mal to ourselves. We said it last week, ke par ninda, par mala mukh sodhi, agana krodha chandal. Par ninda, to do ninda of somebody else is taking their mal and putting it inside our own mouth, taking their dirt and putting it in us. And Guru Sahib Ji says to us, janma janma ki is man ko mal lagi. Kala hoa siyaho. Janam janam. We have so much debt on us, Maharaji says. Janam janam ki. Many janams of mail. Is man ko mal lagi. Kala hoa siyaho. Kala means black. Siyaho, you could say, we're stained. We're stained by all the sins that we committed in many lives. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji tells us ke pariye mata papa ke sang, pave sa singh ji papa rupi mail, pariye mata papa ke sanga oho tope nave ke rang. That can still be washed away with nave ke rang. Naam de naal. Naam ate prem de naal. With the Guru's Bani, like Bhai Nandalal Ji is saying to us, ke Bani mahe neho nitakarno. That every single day we Guru Bani with love. But at the same time, we have to try and avoid doing certain things. Make a list before we go to bed. Think about how many times have we cussed somebody today or said something about somebody else. It's probably quite regular where we have something to say. And you know, sometimes when we hear about in Gatha, and we think to ourselves like, maybe I shouldn't say something this time, but then it has to come out. We can't keep it inside us. We have to say something about somebody else. We can't hold it inside. But Maharaji is saying, okay, what should we do? Just focus our mind towards Gurbani. Focus our mind towards those who are Gurmukh, so Guru orientated, who is focused on the Guru as well. So Maharaji here is saying, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, that eko ek ka hai sab koi. Everybody claims that there's one God. Everybody speaks such high words, but who's actually experienced God? Both of it, very rare. And the story of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, when they went to Jagannath Puri, very famous place in India, very big mandir there. Many Sakya related to Jagannath Puri and the Gurus. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji goes to Jagannath Puri, there is a yogi sitting there. He's sitting there, chonkra marke, he's got his legs crossed, sitting up straight, and he's got his head towards the sun. He's looking up, and he's breathing in really deeply. He looks very religious. They saw Sangat Ji, all those people in that village, they come and surround this yogi and they come and sit next to him because they think he must be really religious. And they put down one coin. We give peta in the Golak to Guru Saheb. Imagine like a little pot. And they put in money in front of this yogi. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji comes to the same place as well. Now the yogi keeps looking up, but then sometimes he looks down at his money pot to see how much money is there. He's a Bakhandi, right? He's just doing it. He looks the part, but he's not the part. He looks down, sees the money, goes back into his position. The kuch ko din baad Saad Singh, after a few days, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji comes to Bhai Mardana Ji. The Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji says to Bhai Mardana Ji, take that money pot of his and put it behind him. Theek hai? Piche rakh do, put it behind them. Now what would this yogi do? He'll sit there all day looking up towards the Suraj. When the sun was set, he looked down again. Then he would speak to everybody and say that I just went to Brahmpuri, I just went to this heaven, and I saw this, I saw that. I went to Shivpuri, I spoke to Shiva, and Shiva said this to me. So he's speaking these really big words that I've been to this lok, or this lok means worlds. I've been to many worlds. Now Guru Nanak Dev Ji sitting there, they put the money behind this yogi, Bhai Mardana Ji. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji says to the yogi that I heard that you can see different worlds. And the yogi looks at Guru Nanak Dev Ji and say, Hanji, I can see many different worlds. The Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that those that are unseen, you can see really well. But those that are seen, Pave es lok which in this world, can you see everything in this world? Just like how you can see everything in the other worlds. And I said, yeah, of course I can. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, then where's your money gone? Then he looks down at his money, and his money's gone. And he starts panicking. And he says, where's my money? And he says to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you better give my money back or I'll give you a saraf. I'll punish you. I'll give you a, you could say like a curse. And everybody around is laughing at this yogi, realizing they're pakhandi. They are false. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that if you can see everything in the other worlds, then how come you can't even see what's behind your back? Piche Saad Singh was behind him, it was the money. Right? So these people who speak such great words and say such great things, everybody can say there's one God, which is true, but have we experienced that? Because home garbha vyapa, because a lot of us are attached to this body. The Maharaji speaks about this in Gurbani. He says, Akhita meet hai, naak pakra hai, thaggan ko sansar rahao. Akhita meet hai, they closed their eyes that the yogi was doing, sitting up, speaking these great words about Shiva or about Brahma, saying, I went to their lok, I spoke to them, they told me this, they told me that, wo. Maharaj says, Akhita meet hai, they close their eyes, naak pakra hai, and they may hold their nose. You see on TV, right? On the Indian channels, and they do all these breathing techniques with their pet as well, with their stomach. All these different things that Maharaj says, Thaggan ko sansar. Thaggan means to cheat, to steal from the world. They steal everything from us. They steal our kamaya bhakti because we go to them and they're all kache, they're all false. So Guru Maharaj is saying ke home garbha vyap. Everybody's stuck in this. Those who are not are very, very rare. Maharaj says, Hanji, aage padho ji.
ਅੰਤਰ ਬਾਹਰ ਏਕ ਪਛਾਣੈ ਏਉ ਕਰ ਮਹਿਲ ਸੰਿਆਪੈ.
So antar bahar. Antar means andaro, inside us. Pave hirde vich. Te bahar pave sansar de vich. In this body, inside, te bahar, antar bahar, ek pachane. They say that inside and outside, they see ek Parameshwar Waheguru Ji Prashant de han. They see that one Waheguru Ji. Those are the true people, but they are very, very rare. Like Guru Saaheb Ji speaks about, Eho kar mahal sanyape. Eho kar pave satsang ji is Sri Rupi kar vich. In this body, inside this body sits Waheguru Ji. Eho kar mahal sanyape. Mahal he means Sarupa. Waheguru Ji da Sarupa. Sanyape means again Prashant de han. That they are able to see Waheguru Ji inside them. Or another arth of kar is Sad Sangat Rupi kar. That in Sad Sangat we can meet Waheguru Ji. We can know who Waheguru Ji is. Or Grist is another arth of kar. Grist Jeevan vich reh ke. Staying in Grist. Being a Gristi. Gristi means a householder's life. So in Sikhi, Maharaj Ji says, live in the world. Have a family. Be Gristi. This is the most recommended way. Bhai Gurdas, he tells us, that Gyanan mein Gyan aara, Dhyanan mein Dhyan gur, Sakala Dharma hai, Grihast Pradhan hai. Now, Grihast Jeevan is Pradhan, it's the highest way of living. Why? Even though Bhai Gurdas was not Gristi themselves, Bhai Gurdas wrote the first Song of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, but they're saying for us that is the easiest way, the recommended way is be a Gristi, live in the world, have a family, but don't be attached to them. Be detached from that family, but love them, which is a very interesting concept. But Guru Sahib Ji speaks about this, and here they're saying, Eo kar mahal sanyape, ke pave satsang ji, in their own body they're able to realize Prabhu Parameshwar Waheguru Ji Hanji.
ਪ੍ਰਭ ਨੇੜੈ ਹਰ ਦੂਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਹੁ ਏਕੋ ਸ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਟ ਸਭਾਈ.
So Prabh nede. Guru Maharaj Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji kathan karde han ke Waheguru Ji nazdeek hai. Waheguru Ji is very close to us. Prabh nede har dur na janho. They say don't see God as far. Waheguru Ji is very, very close. Just like how Guru Gobind Singh Ji says in Jap Sahib, Sada Anga Sange. The Waheguru Ji is closer to us than our own hands and feet. Very close to us. It's just this one little veil, give a kure to tepal. This parda, this veil, that's like a curtain. It's just once this veil goes, then we can see Waheguru Ji there. Prabh nere har dur na janho eko srishta sabai. That in this whole srishti, in this whole creation, that one jot, that light of Waheguru Ji resides everywhere. Guru Sahib Ji saying, Hanji.
ਏਕੰਕਾਰ ਅਵਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੂਜਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਏਕ ਸਮਾਈ.
So ekankar, ek Parameshwar Waheguru Ji, avar nahi dooja. There's only one Waheguru Ji. There's nobody else. Nanak ek samai. And again, their Jyot Swarup is traveling around the whole creation. It sits in everybody. In this world, in the next worlds, in the higher worlds, in the lower worlds, wherever we look, Waheguru Ji's Jyot is everywhere, Hanji.
ਇਸ ਕਰਤੇ ਕੋ ਕਿਉ ਗਹਿ ਰਾਖੋ ਅਫਰਿਓ ਤਲਿਓ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ.
So, is karte ko, is karte, pave Waheguru Ji. They're saying, hey, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, ke is karte ko kyo geh rakho. How can we control Waheguru Ji? How can we bring Waheguru Ji into our mind and control our mind to be connected to Waheguru Ji? How can we keep them in our mind? It's very hard to do. Vas karna. Vas means to control. How we're able to control our mind, we're able to allow Waheguru Ji to sit inside our mind. Afariyo tolyo na jai. Afariyo means to hold. Farna. To hold on to something. But to say Waheguru Ji is afariyo, the opposite. We cannot grasp Waheguru Ji. We cannot fully understand Waheguru Ji. Tolyo na jai. Tolon toret. We cannot even measure them. We cannot measure how great Waheguru Ji is. We cannot measure or understand the greatness of Waheguru Ji or Waheguru Ji has done for us. Sometimes we try to think that Waheguru Ji has done this much for us. We don't know how much the Guru has done for us. It's beyond the Hanji.
Maya ke devane prani jhoot thagori pai.
Te Saad Singh Ji, Guru Saheb Ji kehnde ne ke prana tari. Prani means prana tari jiva. Maya ke devane. Devane he means to go crazy. That everybody's gone crazy in Maya. Must hoy han. They're all completely intoxicated in Maya. And there's a Sakhi of Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Paatshah, a second Guru, that speaks about this in the city of Sikhi-related Saaheb, where Guru Angad Dev Ji set up Sikhi. There was Nagar de vich Saad Singh Ji, there was once a Chaudhary. A Chaudhary, you could say very simply, is somebody who has some power in the village. You could say almost like a mayor in one respect. And this Chaudhary was very hankari, and he used to drink a lot of alcohol or sharab. He was a sharabi, you can say, right? Loved his alcohol and spoke a lot of foul words to the people. Kator bachan. Then what happened one day was that because of all this alcohol he used to drink, all these harsh words he used to say, he started to get epilepsy. So the epilepsy is right when somebody has seizures and so on, because of all the alcohol he was drinking. But he heard about the greatness of Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. So Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji di vadiyai sun ke, they come to Guru Angad Dev Ji Sharan. Maharaj Ji di hazuri vich aake, they say, hey Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, heard of your amazing qualities, your vadiyai, everything about you, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. So Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Ji kirpaa karo, I have this disease of epilepsy. Remove this disease from me, and then I will understand your greatness. Because everybody else says that you're great, but I will only call you great or know you as great if you get rid of my rog. So Guru Angad Dev Ji says, Chalo theek hai, I will get rid of your rog, but you cannot drink again. Nasha shaddo, or sharab, whatever you want to call it. Get rid of that sharab from your life. That daru is another name that's given to it. Get rid of this sharab, and then you'll never have epilepsy again. But if you start drinking again, you'll die from that alcohol. So what happened then was this person, this Chaudhary, said, Sata Bachan, I'll never drink alcohol again. They saw Singh Ji, many months passed and he was fine. He gave up alcohol and he was fine. But Guru said his Maya ke devane prani. But when Maya attacks and somebody becomes intoxicated in Maya, devani means they go crazy in Maya again. So what happened one day was that there was a big storm. And after that storm had finished, the cool air started to flow. And this person, he decided that, you know what? The weather is so beautiful, I would love to have a drink right now. Have some alcohol. So he grabs a bottle of wine and he starts to drink that wine. And he becomes so intoxicated, he gets drunk in the wine. And then he climbs to the roof of his house. And he stands on the roof and he looks towards Gurdwara Saaheb. Imagine if somebody was standing on the roof looking towards Park Avenue, Gurdwara Saaheb, this Guru card. At Guru Granth Sahib Ji, he looks towards Guru Angad Dev Ji in Gurdwara Saaheb. He says, Guru Angad Dev Ji, I've started to drink again, but I'm fine now. There's nothing wrong with me. I can drink again. And I am in so much anand. But what was Guru Angad Dev Ji's bachan? They said, if you start drinking again, then death will come for you straight away. He became so intoxicated that he had another epileptic, the attack, can't say the word now, and what happened then was, because of that attack that he had, he fell off the roof, landed on his head. You know the rest of the story, right? He died. Maya ke devane prani. Those that become intoxicated in Maya, in the illusion world, jhoot thagori pai. Jhoot here means kuda, false. Thagori. Thagori here means that type of, you could say, herb, right? That type of dawai. or daru. Daru means medicine, right? Or daru people in Punjabi terms you hear as alcohol, but it's just a medicine. Jhoot hai thagodi pai. Because of that false divide, that false medicine, they become lost in this world. The Maharaji speaks about this idea of alcohol. Because in the Punjabi community, everywhere, even in our Gurughars, we hear about, unfortunately, about people drinking. What does Sikhi say about alcohol? Because for some reason, it doesn't make no sense. Many Sikhs, Punjabi Sikhs drink alcohol. But what does Guru Amar Das Ji say about alcohol? Guru Amar Das Ji says, Manas parya aanaya, manas parya aaye. Jit pita mat dur hoye, barla pave vich aaye. Guru Amar Das Ji says, Manas parya aanaya, that they start pouring each other drinks. Manas parya aaye, jit pita mat dur hoye. That those that drink alcohol, they can't even think properly anymore. Barla pave vich aaye. They can't even speak properly. And they say, Apana paraya na pachane. They don't even know their own partner anymore. They don't even know who their own istri is, their own patani, their own wife. So Maharaji says, because of that, Apana paraya na pachane, khasam ho takke jai. That what happens in that when they leave this body, they're punished. Jita pite, jita pite by drinking, khasam visare, darge mile sajai. They say those that jita pite, those that have drank then, who become so intoxicated, what happens? Khasam visare. They forget Waheguru Ji. Darge mile sajai. Fir agge Saad Singh Ji palok de vich mile sajai. Sajai means saza, which means punishment. They are punished for this. So if somebody says, okay, where is it written in Sikhi and Gurbani, Guru Granth Sahib Ji doesn't say nothing about alcohol. Guru Amar Das Ji says very clearly, ke jit peeta khasm visar hai, that whoever drinks to forget Waheguru Ji, fir agge par lok de vich dargah mile sajai. They are punished. Chalo, this doesn't mean go home and start telling your parents off and saying that Bani paro, see what Guru Sahib Ji is saying, you guys are wrong, we have to have satkar as well. But Kenda Pave Saad Singh, Guru Sahib is saying to us themselves that there's no place for this. No place for this. Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaji says it to us very clearly there as well. And then again with that Sikh in Guru Angad Dev Ji's Sharan, in their sanctuary, they became so must in alcohol. Okay, what happened to them? They fell off the roof, cracked their head open, and they died. Maya ke devane prani. That they become so lost in Maya and the illusion of the world. Jhoot hai thagodi pai. And they take in the false medicine. What is the true medicine? It's Naam. Right? Sansar rogi Naam daru. The Guru's name is a true medicine. Main lage sach bina. Oh, Guru's, there's many more pankti. I'll probably leave it there because there's so much to go for and end up watching the end of it, of the Katha. So Maharaji carries on and says in the next pankti, Hanji.
Lab, lob, mohtaj vagute, eb, tab, phir pachotai.
So lab ate lob, to have greed. Greed for items, greed for food. Lab, lob, mohtaj vagute. Mohtaj means it becomes so intoxicated in this greed. Vagute means khawar, pave kharab. They are destroyed. Because of this greed that they have, they're completely destroyed, Maharaji says. Greed is such a worrying thing, what it can do to us. Bhagat Kabir Ji tells us, Kabira, Jaha gyan teh dharma hai, Jaha jhoot teh paap, Jaha lob teh kaal hai. Jaha lob teh kaal hai. Where there's lob, where there's greed, there's certainty of kaal means maut, death. Jaha lob teh kaal hai. Where there's greed, there's certainty of death. You could say the physical death or the death of our morals. We know ourselves that when it comes to greed, usually we give up everything, especially when it comes to food. But when it comes to food, it doesn't matter if you have an allergy. Like, for example, a little bit of a story about myself. I got a lot of allergies today. All these things don't pop a dukhi about it. But sometimes when food is in front of you, it doesn't matter what allergies you have, you just want to eat it because it looks so tasty. So we destroy our own morals, what we should be doing, because of that lobe that we have. And that is just a small example. But we can look on such a bigger level that people become so lobby, they become so greedy, they give up their own dharm, they give up their own Sikhi, they give their own, the free principles of Sikhi will talk about Naam Japana, Kirt Karni, Vand Ke Shakna, to do Kirta Kamai, to earn an honest living. How many times do we hear about people that don't earn an honest living? So many times. You can see in our own families, or we see around us, just to make more money. Why? But Maharaj says, Jaha loba teh kala hai. Where there's lob, where there's greed, there's certainty of death. Who knows what that path's going to lead to? A bit of greed at the start, and where does that take us later on? Who knows, right? So Guru Saheb Jee is saying to us that Mohotaj Vigute. Vigute means they're completely ruined by doing this. Eba taba phira pachutai. Eb means hun. Vartaman samay, which in the present moment. Ja e slok, which in this world. Tab means pavikhit kal vich. Ant kal vich, at the end of our lives. Eba taba phira means then pachutai. Jeev pachutaunda, they regret it. That person starts to regret what they've done. They start to regret, Hire jaisa janam hai kaudi badle jai. The Guru gave me this great life, such an opportunity. Every single swas, everybody is going to regret, but especially those that have not even walked the path at all. There's going to be this great regret, and we all know ourselves what the feeling of regret is like. It's not a nice feeling. It's the worst feeling to have is regret. A simple example, when somebody passes away and we say, I wish I could have spent more time with them. And that hurts. But imagine at the end of our life knowing what we had in our hands, this precious jewel. We had Guru Nanak Dev Ji as our Guru. You had Guru Gobind Singh Ji as our Guru. You hear about all these stories. We was meant to release a reaction series a few months ago, but it's going to come out in July now. It's a long story, you can ask afterwards, about people of different religions at the Muslim Antaram. They'll say all these things about our gurus, about Guru Nanak Dev Ji is a Muslim. They have so much pride in when they say it. They're not even they don't have no fear. They say that your guru was not even a Sikh, they were Muslim, they're Hindu. When they speak about our guru, they say all these things to us. But if you read our itihas, what they say about our gurus and their prophets, that their prophets come and bow to our guru. You can't hear that in their itihas, in their history, because our gurus came after them. Sikhi talks about other religions, but other religions can't talk about Sikhi because Sikhi came after. But what happens, I remember hearing this, and you'll see in the videos, there was once a Gurmukh that I know, and he was teaching the kids. There's somebody tells you that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is a Muslim, you say to him, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not a Muslim. And the young Sikhs said to them, to the Gurmukh, they said, but wouldn't they get offended if I say that to them? Wouldn't the Muslim get offended if I say that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not a Muslim? Look at the fear that we have now, that we're afraid to say to a Muslim that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not a Muslim. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji was not. But they can say whatever they want to us, but we have no confidence in our Sikhi. We can't speak up about our Sikhi. And we're not going to do India. We're not going to swear at them, but we have to speak the truth. Sach da prachar ke Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Who is Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Aap Narayan Kalatar, Guru Paramesar Eko Jan, Guru Nanak Dev Govind Roop. Who is Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Guru Nanak Dev Ji is God. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is Waheguru Ji. I'm not saying that. Guru Bani is saying that. Guru Bani is saying that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not Hindu, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not Muslim, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji is Waheguru Ji. No difference. So we should say that back to them. You're saying that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is a Muslim, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not Muslim, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not even a human. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is Waheguru Ji. Nirgun Sarup comes as Sargun Sarup. Nirgun Apa, Sargun Pi Ohi. They were the formless that took a form themselves who came on this earth. Santa ke karaj aap khloya har kam karavan aya ram. Kalataran Guru Nanak aya. That Guru Nanak Dev Ji has come to save the whole world, and they've come to, we should say, and they've come to save you as well. Why? They come to save all the dharms. Again, I'm not making this up. It comes in Guru Bani. Sab sadhan ko raho batayo. Guru Nanak Dev Ji came to put everybody back on the path. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not the Sikh Guru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is Jagat Guru. Guru Nanak is the Guru of the whole world. We don't say Guru Nanak is a Sikh Guru, we say Jagat Guru. That means the Guru of the whole world. Guru Nanak Dev Ji came to save everybody in Kal Yug, not just the Sikh or Punjabi. Kal Taran Guru Nanak Kal Yug vich. Whoever's in Kal Yug, Guru Nanak Dev Ji came to save everybody. Just like the sun, we say in Sukhmani Sahib, Brahm Gyani Sada Nirlep, Jaise Jal Meh Kamal Alep. Brahm Gyani Sada Nirdokh, Jaise Sur Sarv Ko Sok. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that the Brahm Gyani and the greatest Brahm Gyani is Guru Nanak Dev Ji. They say Sada Nirdokh, they don't have no dosh with anybody. Guru Nanak is love for everybody, and it says Jaise Sur Sarv Ko Sok. Just like the sun gives its light to everybody. The sun doesn't say, I'm not giving my light to, the Gore, to the English people. It doesn't say, I'm not giving my light to the brown people, the black people. It doesn't matter who the person is. The sun gives its light to everybody. And the same way Guru Nanak Dev Ji gives their prem to everybody as well. But of course, the relationship between the Sikh and the Guru is very special anyway. That's a vakri galya. But Fedvi Saad Singh Ji is very clear here who we have. So coming back to the katha, imagine getting to the end of our lives and not realizing who we had as our Guru. That my Guru, I was blessed to have Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji as my Guru in this Janam. And now I have to come back as a sap or as a sood or whatever the animal is. And I wasted this opportunity where I had Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Pasha Ji as my Guru. I could have taken Amrdi Daat from the Panj Piare. I could have been blessed with Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sikhi Ba. Chala away another million years. I'll come back again. Eb taba pheda pachotai. Maharaj says that eb pave hun ja taba agge pavikhat kal vich ja ant samay de vich Saad Sangat Ji pheda pachotai. They start to regret. But we can all regret, but let's not put ourselves in that situation. Let's realize how great our Guru is, and then tanamana tana sabha salpa Guru ko. Just give everything to the Guru. Just everything. And Guru Saaheb Ji will take care of us, Hanji.
Ek sareva ta gatmit pava avan jan rahai.
So what should we do then? We can come to Guru Sahib and say, hey, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, mera tu samrat vadda, meri mat thodi ram. Guru Sahib Ji, I don't know anything. Gyan atyan, kich karma na jana. I have no gyan. I cannot even focus, I have no dhyan. Kich karma na jana. Sar na jana teri. Sar means sreshta. Your greatness, sar na jana teri. I don't even know how great you are. But the one thing the Guru taught us was, sabte vadda Sat Guru Nanak. Jin kal rakhi meri. So is prakar Saad Sangat Ji, Guru Sahib says, ek sarev hai. Ek means ek Parmeshwar Waheguru Ji sarev hai. Seva. Una di seva karo. Serve the Guru. Simran karo. Remember the Guru. Serve the Guru. Ek sarev hai. Ta gat mit pave. Gat means mukti. Mit means maryada. How do I gain mukti? How do I become liberated? How do I lose this krodh inside me, this anger, this lobh, this greed, this attachment, the desires that I have, the pride that I have? How do I lose it? Guru Sahib Ji says, ke ek sarev ke Guru Maharaj Ji di seva karke gat mit pave. Ta gat mit pave. Then we know what to do. Because Maharaj Ji shows us themselves by doing seva ate simran, Saad Sangat vich, avana jan rahai. फिर आवन जा पावे औना जाना जमन मरण आवन जान rahai. That is taken away. We never have to come back again. Never have to come back again. If you follow the Upadesh of Guru Sahib Ji, we serve the Satguru, and then we do Simran as well. Remember Guru Sahib Ji, Hanji.
Ek achar rang ek roop.
So in the last pauri of today's katha, and then we do Samapti. Ek achar rang ek roop. Ek achar. Achar he means kartabba. Jakar vihar. The actions that Waheguru Ji does. Ek achar. Waheguru Ji is doing everything. Rang ek roop. And there's many different colors roop, forms of everybody. But who is powering them all? Parameshwar Waheguru Ji. Whose jyot is sitting inside everybody? Waheguru Ji. Whose light sits in every color and every form? It's Waheguru Ji. Whether that's human, animal, whatever it is, Waheguru Ji's light sits everywhere, Hanji.
ਪੌਣ ਪਾਣੀ ਅਗਨੀ ਅਸਰੂਪ
So Asrupa, Vakhra part here, it comes separately, Asrup, and it come together. Asrupa, that's the Duja part. Paun Pani Agni Asarupa. Panch Tatta To Sasinji, from the 5 elements, Waheguru Ji created everything. Pani, water, air. Then we have fire, earth, and then like ether, the last one, space. Waheguru Ji created all these things. And what do we do with bone? With bone, what is a special quality about air? That is through bone we gain the Guru's mantra. That is one special quality of bone. That through we can speak through the air. And the Guru gives us their mantra through the Panch Piare, through the Hava. Bol ke. Fir Saad Sangat Ji, Pani. What is the quality of Pani? Pani always travels to the lowest point. Pani means water. What does water teach us? To always stay the lowest of the low of the low. That is a lachan, that is a quality of Pani, Nimrata, humility. So Waheguru Ji created these different elements and they gave them properties. Then we have Agni, fire. And with fire, Saad Sangat Ji, we can cook food, or inside our body, it is through that fire that we're able to digest our food, hazam. Right? Without that, we cannot digest our food. Right? So Waheguru Ji's made all these different elements that we see around us, Hanji.
ਏਕੋ ਪਵਰ ਪਵਤ ਹਲੋਏ
So Eko Pavar. Pavar here means Paura. Paura the earth hai fragments. That one Waheguru Ji who is so beyond. Waheguru Ji is like an ocean. They say that Waheguru Ji Eko Pavar. That they became like a small fragment. They made many small fragments. The Pave Paramatma became the Atma. Many different forms are made. Like you have the ocean, little drops come out of it. We are like the drops. Eko Pavara Pave Te Holoe. Te Saad Sangat Ji Fera, Guru Saaheb Ji ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ, in the 3 worlds or in the many worlds, Patala, Pata, Lakha, Agasa, Agas, in the millions of worlds, they say ke Pave Te Holoe. Pave means vichara. That they start to travel from one world to the next world to the next world. Their light sits in every single world of Waheguru Ji. Eko Pavar. That drop, millions of drops, say in all the different worlds, in every single person, says that Jol the Swarup Hanji.
ਏਕੋ ਬੁੱਝੈ ਸੂਝੈ ਪਤ ਹੋਏ
So Eko Bujja. Sade Vaste Saad Sangat Ji, when we come into Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Hazuri, we gain all our Sikhya here. Katha Rahi, Gurbani Rahi, for Kirtan, we gain Sikhya. If we understand what the Shabad is saying. Eko Bujja. Bujja means to understand. Okay, through our Guru gives us understanding. And when we take that understanding and we apply it into our lives, and we understand what the Guru is saying, Sujja, we come to know what the Guru is saying. Fir Pata Hoy. Pat means izzat, honor. The one who takes the Guru's teachings, understands it, applies it into their life, Guru says, Pata Hoy, they gain honor. They gain true honor. Because they've applied the Guru's teaching into their life, Hanji.
ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਲੈ ਸਮਸਰ ਰਹਿ
Fir Saad Sangat Ji, Nirgun Swarup de Gyan, Ate Sargun Swarup de Dhyan. That person who has knowledge of the formless one, Waheguru Ji, and they focus on the form of Waheguru Ji. What does that mean? Waheguru Ji, very simply, I'm making this very simple. Waheguru Ji has 2 forms, we can say. The form and the formless. The one that is formless, we cannot see them. We cannot fathom them. But the Guru gives us gyan about that one who is formless. Chakkara chehin ara barna jat ara patane na jihe. They have no chakkara chehin ara barna jat. They have no jat. They don't come through these 4 different cycles that people go through in life. When you're younger, education, you get married, family. Chakkara chehin. They don't have no marks. They don't have these circles. If you look at our hands, we have little circles on our hands. Roop na rang. They don't have no roop, no rang. None of these things. Nirgun Swaroop de Gyan. Fir Sargun Swaroop de Dhyan. To focus on their physical form. Bhavi we could say, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Many Guru Sikhs who say, even Sandigani Guru Bachan Singh Ji will say, when we sit in the Hazuri of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, where should we be looking? We should always be looking at Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Unless our eyes are closed, but if our eyes are open, then we should look at Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Darsana parisya Guru ke janam maran dukh jaye. Darsana parisya, by doing that darshan, Guru Nanak jin sonya pekhiya. Guru Nanak jin sonya means to listen, te pekhiya means to see. Say, phir gar baas na paryare. They say they never come back in the room again. Who sees the Guru? Having darshan of the Guru. How more clearer is that? That when we sit in Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Hazuri, just keep looking at Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Tan man hoye nihal. Ja Guru dekha samne. Tan man, my body, my mind. Tan man hoye nihal. Ja Guru dekha samne. When I see my Guru in front of me, I'm in so much anand. When we look at Guru Granth Sahib Ji, maybe one day Guru Sahib Ji kirpaa karan, that we not just see Ramallah Sahib's and a physical book. We see Guru Granth Sahib, we see Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji, we see Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj Ji sitting in front of us at that time. So, Gyanati Anile Samsara Rehe. The one who does these two things, who gains Gyan of Nirgun Swaroop and does Dhyan of Sargun Swaroop, then Le Samsara Rehe. Samsara means, you could say, samdrishti. To see everything as equal. That person has pure balance in their life. Everything is about balance. You need a work-life balance. You need balance in exercise and recovery. Everything requires balance. The Maharaj says that person lives in balance in their life, and everything is just sahaj. Everything is just in one state. We're not always going up and down. We're just in this avastha, this spiritual state of oneness. The one who's able to apply these two things into their life. Hanji.
Gurmukh ek villa ko lah.
Parasad Singh Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji says to us, ek Gurmukh ek villa ko lah. Say those people are very, very rare. Both virle. Those ones who have done these two things, ke Nirgun Swaroop de Gyan te Sargun Swaroop de Dhyan, or both virle. Those who have both that into their life. Very rare. But all we can do is try, right? And if we have such a great Guru, like Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, then it's very possible. If you have the best teacher, you're probably going to get the best grades, right? Hopefully, as long as you study as well. That's just naturally a clever person. But if we have the best teacher, the most powerful teacher, and we listen, accept, and follow what they're saying, then why can't it happen? Why can't we become like those great Guru Sikhs that we need to house? Even if it's just a speck, a percentage of them. It's in our blood, it's in our DNA. Those great Guru Mukhs who hear about Bhai Taru Singh Ji, Baba Deep Singh Ji, the Gurbani that they read, we had the same access to that Gurbani. Of course, we're on the same level. They're so much higher. But we have the same gift that they were given of Baniya Siddhabani, Gurbani. And Gurbani is so powerful that Gurbani can transform anybody. Gurdeva Patita Pavitkara. Guru Maharaj Ji says in Bhavanakri that our Guru, Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, no difference. Gurdeva Patita, even the worst papi, the worst sinner, Pavitkara, they can make them pure. That is our Guru. Our Guru is, there is no limit on our Guru. Our Guru Sarva Kala Samratha. Hanji.
Jisno de kirpaa te sukh paaye.
So jisno de kirpaa te sukh paaye. Jis prani hote on that person, Waheguru Ji does kirpaa, they say they gain this sukh. The true sukh, which is sukh swaroop. Waheguru Ji da swaroop. They gain that swaroop, they gain Waheguru Ji. They experience that one inside them of Waheguru Ji. Hanji.
Guru Dwara aakh sunaye.
Guru Dware. Gurdwara. By coming into the Guru's door, coming to the Gurdwara Saheb, you could say, reading Gurbani, Gurudwara, they say by doing that, Aakh Sunai, Aakh means Upadesh. The Guru speaks to us and gives us Upadesh. Sunayate Sanonde Han, they give us this teaching. When we come into the Guru's home, we should be learning. We should be learning about Guru and growing spiritually in our Sikhi. And just a story to finish off, a beautiful story that I heard just a few days ago. If you can't tell already, I've got a nice tan because I was abroad, right? They went to a country in Europe, went to Portugal. They obviously, when we go on holidays, chalo, it's time to relax. You get some vitamin D sun, because in England, don't know where the sun goes. This likes to hide all the time, right? Have a bit, just relax. They, every single day, we'd make sure that we go to the Gurdwara Saheb, darshan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaji. We was there in the evening for darshan. What happened was that there was katha going on. So Guru Sahib Ji here is saying to us in the last pankti, Guru Dware Aakh Sunai. That when we come to the Guru, in the Guru Dwara, you could say, Aakh Sunai, the Guru gives us Upadesh Sunai. They teach us his Upadesh. What happened then, where there was katha going on, and it was about this Guru Sikh from Canada. What happened, Sahib Singh Ji, that he was a builder, and he went to the house of a Canadian couple. You could say they were Goresi, they were white. I'm only saying that because it'll make more sense. And he was doing the building work for them. And what happened was, she was very old, the woman and her husband, and they couldn't finish off the work because they ran out of money. She was on her pension. What happened was, she said to the builder, to the Guru Sikh, you have to stop building because I cannot pay you anymore. And the Guru Sikh said to her, give me the money next month. When you get your pension, you give me the money out of your pension. And she said, no, Mr. Singh, I cannot guarantee that because I have cancer. 7 saal vast they've had cancer, and I could die tomorrow, and then you won't get paid. So Guru Sikh said, chalo theek hai, that's fine. You don't pay me, I will stop doing the work. And he went home. When he went home at that time, he was sitting on the table with his family eating, and he told his whole family what happened. And his daughter said to him, hey Petaji, you have dasvand. What does dasvand mean? Dasvand means 10% of our earnings. What do you do about dasvand? We give it to our Guru. Oh, those are Lordvand. Those who need it, jide gareeb log khan, we give them 10% of our earnings, or some of that, to look after them. And she says that, hey Petaji, these people need that money to finish off their work, otherwise they can't have a bathroom, they don't have a kitchen, how are they going to live? And obviously she's got cancer, so these people will need that money. So he thinks that's a great idea. He goes back to her house and he says, I'll do your work for free. Bibi haran hogi, she got shocked. She goes, do the work for free? And they go, yeah, because this is for my daswan. You pay me no money, I'll do your work. So when he finishes the work off, he goes to the bathroom to wash his hands. They start asking, do you know our ringtone? We have different ringtones on our phone. His ringtone was Tan Tan Ram Das Gur, Jine Sirya Tine Savarya. And Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. And the Bibi heard this Gorisi, and she goes, what is this song that you're playing? It wasn't a song, it's Gurbani. And they go, this is one of our prayers. And she goes, give me this prayer. I want to listen to this prayer every single day. So he said, I come back tomorrow. He brought a photo of Sri Harmandir Sahib. And when you turn the photo on, the lights, the shabad becomes Tan Tan Ram Das Gur, Tan Tan Ram Das Gur. And she starts listening to it every single day. The Guru Sikh has done his Kamkar is finished, and he goes away for many months. Many months later, she calls him and she says, Mr. Singh, can you come to my house? So when she comes back many months later to the house, when he comes back to that house, she gives him water and she gives him a piece of paper. And when he reads that piece of paper, it says on there that your cancer has been cleared, that you have no more cancer. And he says to her, how did this happen? And she goes, when I went to see the doctor said to me, what davai have you been taking? What medicine have you been taking? That now this 7 years of cancer has gone. And she says, remember, she's not a Sikh, she's not Punjabi, she's a Gori. And she says that every single day I had this photo of the golden temple Sri Harmandir Sahib, and every single day I'll play the music and he'll say Tan Tan Ram Das Gur, Tan Tan Ramdas Gur, Waheguru, Waheguru. And because of that Tan Tan Ramdas Gur, this rog inside me was taken away. That was my rog. Sarva rog ka aukhad naam. And she was saved as well. I remember I was sitting in the Gurdwara, I thought I was going to cry. Then I realized I don't really have a heart, so I didn't cry at that time, right? But I was so close, so wow, what a beautiful story. And literally above Guru Granth Sahib is a picture of Sri Harman Sahib. And that's why we say, Ke Tan Tan Ram Das Gur. There's no one greater than our Guru, na ko hoa, na ko hoye. So sometimes, let's not live a life of regret. Let us realize that there's no one greater than Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj Ji. No one's greater than Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj Ji. 110%. We are so lucky to have Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj Ji as our Guru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they're all one light, one Jyot Swaroop. But we're so lucky to have them. And even her, she said to the Singh, Mr. Singh, take me to Harmandir Sahib. Take me to the home of Guru Ramdas Ji, Guru Ramdas Ji, Sache Paatshah Ji now. Dithe sabbe thav. There's no place greater than yours, Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj Ji. So iniya benti parvan karniya Saad Sangat Ji. Maharaj Ji says us Guru Dwar hai, aah ko sunaye. That coming to the Guru's Dwar, coming here into the Gurdwara Sahib, aah ko sunaye, the Guru gives us upadesh and we're able to apply that into our life. So let's take these teachings away. And after this, there's a Japji Sahib course happening upstairs, so please do come to that as well. For the Langar Ho Pauri Te Chatake on the left hand side, the second Darbar Sahib, so please join us for that as well. So again, please forgive the mistakes made. Deho Sajjana Sisariya, Jo Hove Sahib So Mel.
जिसनो दे कृपा ते सुख पाए गुरु द्वारा आँख सुनाए
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Waheguru Waheguru.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Waheguru Waheguru.
Somebody said, I want this much rain. In their crops, that's how much rain happened. If in their crops, that's how much rain happened. In Talwandi, everybody's happy. The crops didn't get destroyed. Jinni lord si unni ki audi si. Hanji. And when you looked at the trees ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਫੁੱਲ ਵਗ ਰਹੇ ਆ. There's fruits on top of the trees. Everybody's eating those fruits, looking at the beautiful trees. ਹਾਂਜੀ. ਜਨ ਆਨੰਦਤਾ ਬਾਹਰ ਆਈ. ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਦਰਖਤ, they're literally shooting out anand. You look at the tree, it literally just like the flower is bursting, there's anand bursting from the trees. ਹਾਂਜੀ. ਅੰਤਰ ਤਿਨ ਕੇ ਭਈ ਅਮੇਉ. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦਰਖਤ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਇੰਨੇ ਆਨੰਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀਗੇ, it's like they couldn't contain it. The amrit is oozing out of them. ਹਾਂਜੀ. ਮਨੋ ਨਰਨ ਦਿਖਰਾਵਹਿ ਤੇਉ. ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ the trees ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਤਲਵੰਡੀ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ. The trees knew that Paramatma is coming. The trees are screaming out. The trees are doing jikare with their flowers blossoming and they're saying, ਸੁਣੋ ਲੋਕੋ, ਤਲਵੰਡੀ ਦੇ ਲੋਕੋ, ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. ਹਾਂਜੀ. And then the Tarti, it started blossoming. The Tarti ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਈ, ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. Everything started becoming green. Plants are growing out of nowhere. Trees are growing out of nowhere. ਸਾਰਾ ਹਰਾ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਹ ਵੱਧਦੀ ਗਈ. The happiness of the earth kept on growing and growing and growing. ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. ਜੜ ਜੰਗਮ ਤਲਵੰਡ ਆਨੰਦੂ. ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜੀਵ ਸੀਗੇ, the trees that couldn't move, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, the deer, the animals, the dogs, ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ. But the trees and the plants, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਿੱਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ, ਉਹ ਨੱਚਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ. The tree that can't move, it's dancing. The crops that can't move, the ganne, the plants, the wheat, the plants that cannot move, they're dancing around in the wind. They're dancing around in the anand of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah Ji's arrival. Hanji. And at this time, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah, ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, when all of this anand was happening, ਹਾਂਜੀ, that's when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah from the womb of Mata Tripta Ji. They came and they entered in this world.
ਜੈ ਕਰ ਜਾਵੇ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਮਾਤਾ ਤ੍ਰਿਪਤਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਵੇ
ਜਗਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਲ ਤਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ ਕਲ ਤਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ ਆਨੰਦ
ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਦੀ ਜੁਗਤੀ ਇਹੀ ਆ, ਕਥਾ ਦੀ ਜੁਗਤੀ ਇਹੀ ਆ। ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੁਰਤੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ। ਸਾਰੇ ਆਖੋ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਇਹਨੇ ਸੁਰਤੀ ਸੇ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ।
ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ ਕਲ ਤਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਨਿਵਾਇਆ
ਸਾਰੇ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ।
ਹਿੰਦੂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਨਿਵਾਇਆ ਆਇਆ ਆਨੰਦ ਜਗਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਆਨੰਦ ਜਗਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਲ ਤਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ ਕਲ ਤਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ
ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। The trees are blossoming। ਸੱਚੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੁਗਤੀ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਦੀ ਕਥਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, the ਸੰਗਤ sits there, ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਆਖਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਵੇਸ਼ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ, they come into this world, the ਸੰਗਤ gets up, ਚਿਮਟੇ start flying, they throw the flowers everywhere। ਸੰਗਤ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, they're holding flowers in their hands and they start throwing it everywhere। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਆਨੰਦ ਪਿਆ ਆ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਜਕਾਰਾ ਗਜਾਵੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਪਾਵੇ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਕਮਲ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਵੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ they've come into this world। ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਜੀਵ ਇੰਨਾ ਆਨੰਦ ਵਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ they've entered this world and ਸੁਖ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਪਿਆ ਆਨੰਦ ਕਲ ਤਾਰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਇਆ।
Our youth nowadays, in this age especially, are being destroyed and are very much addicted to pornography. Now, no one can keep track of it. How much we try to save them, once they get hold of it, it's very difficult to save them. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another episode of Sikhan Di Bhagat Mala, where we explore the Sakhiyan of Gursikhs from the time of Guru Sahib, as mentioned by Bhai Gurdas Ji and transcribed and written by Shaheed Bhai Harman Singh Ji in their pothi. So today we are going to be hearing the Sakhi of Bhai Kedari Ji, a Gursikh of Guru Angad Dev Ji. So Bhai Gurdas Ji in Var 11, Pauri number 15, they say, Mallu Shahi Surma Vadda Bhagat Bhai Kedari. So in the previous episode, we spoke about Bhai Mallu Shah, who was a brave warrior, and in the same pankti is mentioned Bhai Kedari Ji, who was a Bhagat. So what is the story of Bhai Kedari Ji? So Bhai Kedari Ji came to the Sharan of Guru Angad Dev Ji and did a benti ki Sache Padshah, I'm looking around me and I see that the whole world is suffering and burning in the fire of lust and anger. So lust, kaam and anger, krodh. Gurbani says, Kaam, Krodh, Kaya, Ko, Gale. That this lust and anger are the two vices that if we indulge in them or allow them to basically control our life and mind, they are just going to destroy and make our body completely rotten from inside. So Bhai Kedari Ji says that I'm seeing people around me are suffering and just burning, being destroyed by lust and anger. How can I be saved from this fire? Now Gurbani says, Kaam krodh pasriya sansare, aaye jaye dukh pavaniya. That within the whole sansar, lust and anger is pervading, and we think that we might not be affected by it, but if we consciously look through our life, through our daily basis, when we are working or we are driving, we are stuck in a traffic jam, or dealing with our children or difficult people, sometimes we do get caught up in anger. So what is the solution to this? Now Guru Angad Dev Ji says, they give an analogy. They say when a forest is burning, when a forest burns, the animals in the forest, what do? They do not stay put, they run for their life. So if you look at the deer, just take a deer for example, the forest is burning, the deer runs for its life and it tries to find the source of water. It tries to find the river, and when it does find the river, what does it do? It doesn't just look at the river, but it jumps into the river to cool down its body. Number one, the water protects it from the fire, because the fire won't come into the river. Number two, it's being cooled down. It's being saved from the heat of the fire. So for us, Jeev Atma, when we are burning or about to be burned by the fire of lust and anger, Guru Sahib says that river for us is Sadh Sangat. So when someone who's burning in the fire of lust and anger or is about to be attacked by it, that person should jump into the river of Sadh Sangat. And when they come into Sadh Sangat, they will be saved from that fire and they will feel cool and calm. Gurbani says as well, Kaam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Sang Sada Pakhe. So Kaam, Krodh, this panj chor, lust, anger, desire, greed, these things will be gone and they cannot come near us when we do Sangat of the Sadhu, Sangats of Gursikhs. Now what happens, Sangatji, especially Kaam, when we speak about lust, this is something that we are being attacked with, especially when we are young or we are in our youth age. So, and lust is something that is not done openly. It's normally done in closed rooms, behind closed doors, and nobody wants to speak about this especially openly, because everyone's afraid that if I speak about this openly, I'll be judged by others, I'll be looked down, or people might assume that I know more about it because I've been indulging in it. So it's something we have to be aware of, Sangatji. Our youth nowadays, in this age especially, are being destroyed and are very much addicted to pornography. Now, no one can keep track of it. How much we try to save them, once they get hold of it, it's very difficult to save them. Sometimes our youth especially in that age when they are being taken over by lust or they have attraction towards the opposite gender, they cannot hold it and they indulge in sexual pleasures or acts as well. Now, when they do this, what happens is we tend to enter a place of regret and guilt after the act has been done or after we have been addicted to something. And in this place of guilt and regret is when these people, especially our youth, one person is much in a vulnerable state and they feel guilty and regret and they do not know what to do. That if I speak to someone, I might feel judged, or people might not be ready to listen to me, or I might just get scolding or being beaten up, or people will just look down on me. At this point, Sangatji, Guru Sahib speaks about how Sangat is so important. Now, Sangat is that one place which is non-biased, non-judgmental. Anyone comes into Sangat should not be looked down upon based on what they have done, based on what kind of sins or what kind of demerits they have or what kind of merits they have. But when someone comes into Sangat, the idea is everybody is equal in the eyes of Guru Sahib. Sabna upar nadar prabh teri, kise thori, kise hai kaneri. Ki the nadar of Paramatma is on everybody. Yes, some might have more, some might have less, but the idea is the nadar of Paramatma is on everybody. So when someone comes to the Sangat, the idea is that person is to be embraced and be invited into Sangat, and not be felt that they are doing something wrong or they have done something wrong and they are not allowed to or they are not worthy to be a part of the Sangat. So this mentality have to change. When we do see or when we know someone who is overtaken by lust and anger, what we need to do as Sangat is to give them the support, go to them and help them come out of it. This is how our youth, our children can be saved from the fire of lust and anger. So Guru Angad Dev Ji says to Bhai Kedari Ji, if someone is being attacked by lust and anger, the idea, the answer, the solution to this is only Sadh Sangat. When they come into Sangat, they feel at peace, they feel calm, and because they see other people around them who are so connected to Guru Sahib, so in love with Guru Sahib, they feel motivated, they feel inspired, and they know that this is a safe place for them to speak out whatever it is in their heart. So, Bhai Kedari Ji, when they listened to Guru Angad Dev Ji with these bachans, Bhai Kedari Ji then continued going to Sangat, and Guru Angad Dev Ji told them as well, ki go into Sangat, as you do Sangat, you should also do seva of those Guru Sikhs who are in the Sangat as well. So Bhai Kedari Ji spent their life going into Sadhuan di Sangat, Gur Sikhan di Sangat, and they did seva of those Gur Sikhs as well. And this was how Bhai Kedari Ji was liberated, was saved from this world. So Sangat Ji, a valuable lesson for us, especially for our children or for the youth that we do Sangat with, especially for the youth. And these are the same youth who are going to take care of our Pantha in the future. So it is our job, this generation is our job to make sure that our youth are strong enough to fight and battle and come out from the fire of lust and anger. So how we can help them to win this battle of against lust and anger is by us being strong ourselves, fighting lust and anger ourselves, and also helping them as well when they themselves are fighting this battle. So Sangat Ji, itne ka bentiyan parwan kaniya bhulan chukan di khima. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
नानक मर गया, अंगद आ गया, अर्जुन ने आत्महत्या करी थी.
So he says, Arjun ne Atmhatya Karisi. So that means basically we're saying that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj committed suicide. So just to give a bit of context, this guy's name, his name is Baldev Singh Sirsa, and he's currently doing a morcha at the moment against the SGPC and CBSE, which is the Punjab kind of board which regulates the education in Punjab. And he's presenting 5 books, and these 5 books are saying, these books are taught at equivalent of A level in what would happen in the UK. So like Barmi the Ambuka, and they teach Sikh history in some depth. And let's just have a look at some of the things that these books are saying about Sikh history.
ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੋਢੀ ਇਹ +2 ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਇਸ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੁੱਢੋਂ ਰੱਦ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਆ ਉੱਪਰ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਰੀਤੀ ਰਿਵਾਜ ਦਾ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾਈ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਗਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵਿਦਰੋਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਲੁੱਟਾਂ ਖੋਹਾਂ ਚੋਰੀਆਂ ਡਕੈਤੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਤਲੋਗਾਰਤ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਾਤੀ
So to start off, they're saying about Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They focus a lot on Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They say Guru Nanak Maharaj ne koi nama dharam, so they didn't start a new religion, and they didn't basically speak out or challenge any of the Hindu rituals. Ritiyan rivajan. So any rituals or any practices, including cow worship, including the caste system, none of them were challenged by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. What's your viewpoint on that?
Well, if you just read Gurbani, then of course, even if you look at the Janeo, Rasa Kivar, then Maharaj speaks about how, the falsehood in that. Even the Sakyula Hardwar, a lot of Guru Maharaj's Itihas is talking about that. So even though there's a lot of Shabads as well, I can find some on my phone as well, just talking about
loads this. Like Maharaj says, Char Varnik Varn Krao. Maharaj talks about, the Tilk Guru Sahib talks about worshipping idols in Gurbani. Maharaj says, Puja kije naam tyaiye bin naave puja na hove. That without naam there is no puja. You could do all the puja you want. Guru Sahib talks about arti, that arti is naam, and make your, how Guru Sahib talks in deep about all these rituals that Guru Sahib, kind of renounced. We for us, Guru Sahib centered everything around Shabad and Naam and contemplation. But we don't favor any animal over anyone. For us, all animals are equal, innit? Other than Sundays when you're not allowed to eat beef, innit? That was a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
No one cut that out.
That's
and
gonna
say,
cut out a short clip. That's it.
So we are equal opportunists. We don't differentiate against animals. Obviously, horses, hawks, and the barge and them are favourable for us because Guru Sahib kept them.
So that was about Guru Nanak Ji, and the Riti, they said they didn't question. What were they saying about Nome Pasha Ji as well then?
So we're going to come back onto Nome Pasha Ji. There's actually this book, it says this as well, but there was something that came out last year, if I remember correctly. It was the National Council for Education and Research and Training of the Indian government, and they wrote it's like a manifesto which was called Medieval India. And in that last year they wrote Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was a looter, and he went to jail, Gwalior's jail, because he was a criminal, and he didn't die as a martyr for the religion. He was killed because of his practices of crime. And this is something that they've released. It's called Medieval India. So let's watch the rest of this, and he comes back to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj.
ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਗਵਾਲੀਅਰ ਦੇ ਕਿਲੇ 'ਚ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਤਾ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੈ ਇਹ MS ਮਾਨ ਦੀ ਹੈ। ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕੁਛ ਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਇਹ ਸਿਰਾ ਹੀ ਲਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕ ਸਨ। ਅੱਜ ਹੋਰ ਐਕਟਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਈ ਆ। ਤੀਸਰਾ ਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ AC ਅਰੋੜਾ, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇਹੀ ਕੁਛ ਲਿਖ ਰਿਹਾ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਲਓ। ਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ 'ਚ ਤੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਵਿਖਾਤਾ ਤੇ ਇਹ 'ਚ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ। ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਇਹੀ ਕੁਛ ਆ ਗਿਆ। ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਆਫ ਪੰਜਾਬ, ਇਹ ਵੀ +2 ਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਿਖਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ +2 ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ। ਇਸ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੀ ਲੇਖਕ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਬੀਬੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਹੈ M ਪਾਉਲ। ਇਹ M ਪਾਉਲ ਦੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੋਈ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਧਰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾਇਆ। ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕ ਹੀ ਸਨ। ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਨਕ ਕਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਇੱਕ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਥਾ।
So this is a huge agenda which is about, Sikh is a vakri, it's a vakra dharam. It's a separate religion, it's a way of life. This is separate to Hinduism, and there's a campaign which wants to join the two so desperately. Whether it's our rituals, whether it's our festivals, however it is, they want to align the two for the average Sikh to subconsciously just think, oh well, they celebrate that, so do we. They also do this, so do we. And it's a way that the RSS has been working for many years. There's a book that was written by Dr. Sukhpreet Singh Adoke called Jabe Ban Lagyo, Tabe Roz Jagyo. It's a book, it's written in Punjabi, but it's a must read into the kind of policies and the ways that they are working at the moment to fuse the two. I mean, even Article 25B of the Indian Constitution still today doesn't classify you as a Sikh. Did you know that? It says that the word Sikh is referenced as long-haired Hindus.
Wow.
Up until 2017, if your parents are married in India, they most likely had a Hindu registered marriage. There was no such thing as a Sikh Magistration Act. Sikh Marriage Act. There was no such thing. And you can see the whole point is to make you feel like you are just a sect. The Pesh Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is as a Desh Bhagat as well. He fought for a united Hindustan, India, and gave the sacrifice of the Char Sahibzade. And one of the other policies that they push recently is when they're not trying to change history on one side, they promote certain aspects of history. So one of my findings in this was that they intentionally push the battles that the Sikh fought against the Mughals. And kind of leave out the battles that the Sikh were fighting against the Hindu Raja. And I think we fought more battles against the Hindu Raja than we did against the Mughals. I think there was 7 battles, official battles against the Mughals, and up to 11 against the Hindu Raja. And you can see they push certain things like the Shahidi of the Sahibzade as being a Muslim and Sikh conflict. The Shahidi of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, a Sikh Muslim conflict. They push the agenda of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Shahidi as being, again, Muslims did this tyranny on Sikh. And if you look at history, the Mughal period was very, very heavy and tense for the Sikh. But if you see what happened in Tarlokpura in 1984, which next year is the 40-year anniversary, in the whole of the Mughal period, there's no reference to how many women were raped in the streets of Delhi than there were 40 years ago. And it's that history that is forgotten about, and the other history is focused on. And it's intentionally done where they will put a picture of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in textbooks and say that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is a Desh Bhagat, and he fought for the Desh, and he gave his sacrifice. And they did this whole, last year was the Bali Bhavas Day, where they were celebrating the Char Sahibzade as being our brothers, as in the Hindu Rashtra were, and they were doing it in kind of way of promoting that, where we're celebrating the Sahibzade because they gave their life for this nation. So it's where, so let's carry on watching the rest of this, because this book that he's referencing now is a book that's a book that was written by the RSS on Sikh history, and is still used in today to study Sikh history in Punjab. So we're going to pause this video a few times just to say what they're saying.
नानक मुगलों को भारत में लाया, नानक ने हिंदू धर्म ही अपनाया था, नानक मर गया, अंगद आ गया, अर्जुन ने आत्महत्या करी थी.
So he says Arjan ne Atmhatya Karisi. So that means basically we're saying that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj committed suicide is one of the references he made in this book. Even like, disrespect to saying Nanak mar gaya, Angad aa gaya. Like there's been no kind of, Sikh Nazariya, Sikh perspective of how we don't say Guru Nanak Maharaj passed away. Guru Nanak Maharaj Jyoti Jyot Samage. It was, we don't say Guru Sahib was born, it was Guru Sahib was Pargat. So even the language that they're bringing in will eventually, cause conflict in the future, because, it's references and history like this that we don't know in 100, 150, 200 years time. Someone might be referencing this and saying this was a part of the education in Punjab taught as Sikh history, and might use it as a reference that this is what it was.
अर्जुन के मरने के बाद हरगोबिंद का दिमागी संतुलन खो गया था. हरगोबिंद बहुत डरपोक आदमी था, सोते समय मौत के भय से 60 बंदूकधारी पहरे पर खड़े रखता था.
So he says, after Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi, Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaj suffered from mental illness. He was a darpok, so that means he was scared. He used to sleep with around 60 gunmen near his pillow because he was that scared on a night. What's your reaction to that? As in,
it's almost scary to see the gap in knowledge from what we've learned, from our granths and our itihas, to see what they're teaching. And the scary thing is that if Sikh are reading this and they're believing it, and do you get what I mean? It's just a massive gap. Obviously, it's completely wrong, and it's just very sad to see what they're saying. But I'm more sad thinking about that Sikh that is sitting there, who could learn everything at the Gurdwara Saaheb, which is not going to now, where they could learn all this itihas, because it was taught in our Guru Kards, Gurbani Katha happened in the morning, itihas the Katha in the evening, and we'd hear all these prasangs, right? At the time of, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi, which takes place, May, June time, the whole prasang of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi takes place of, Guru Maharaj's, steadfastness, and that they wouldn't change even a word in Gurbani. When like the Qazis were saying, okay, if you change Gurbani, if you add the praise of Muhammad into Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we can get you off. Do you get what I mean? But Maharaj said, I wouldn't even change an Akhar, I wouldn't even change a Laga Matar in Gurbani, and Shere Padsha Ji, what they even saved the emperor's life at the time, and they saved all the Hyderraja, and and their son saved the Hindu Dharam in that respect, innit? So it's like, for them to now twist everything, where they were the ones that were scared that would come to the Guru. It's crazy to see what they've done.
This next bit is shocking as well.
आगे लिखा है कि हर राय के 2 बेटे थे। जब हर राय मरा उस वक्त बड़े बेटे की उम्र 15 वर्ष, छोटे की 6 वर्ष की थी, लेकिन बड़े बेटे को गद्दी नहीं दी गई क्योंकि वो नौकरानी के पेटों था।
So they said Guru Har Rai had 2 children, and the elder child was 15 years old, the younger one was 6. The Guru Gaddi was given to the younger one, Guru Har Krishna Sahib Ji, because the older one was born from a slave child. So that lost words. I can't even say, you know, where do you begin to unpick that? It's you know, it's planting that seed in people's mind of, you know, this is something. And you know, in terms of Guru Gaddi, who it was given to and how it was, you know, how it was passed on, who we to even question who was like for Guru Sahib to give Guru Sahib didn't give Guru Gaddi to his own children. Guru Nanak Maharaj, you know, who the Guru Gaddi was given to was divine. It was from Waheguru themselves on who was capable to carry that message on. And to put the seed of doubt in people's head that, oh, it wasn't because of something like this is absolutely shocking.
You know what's crazy, just a bit off topic, I remember watching a video from Hyde Park. You're at the Hyde Park corner.
Hanji.
Yeah, and they have the street, the speaker's corner there. And I remember there was a Muslim one, and he was questioning a Sikh at the time who was there representing Sikhi, and he was talking about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and he gave one of these kind of crazy facts. So like, I'm just thinking that maybe even if it's not our own Sikh, other people, other dharms are going to read this and they're going to think this is this Sikh itihas, and they're going to go to our Sikh, because when he said it to the other Sikh about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, he if I remember correctly, he said something like Guru Sahib Ji committed crimes and that's why they arrested him, Norway Pacha, 9th Guru, and the Sikh just stumbled on his words. He didn't know what to say. So like, first of all, other people, other dharms are going to use this, but then the scary thing is that us as Sikh, we don't even know our own itihas.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee, not to sound bad, but a lot of people don't even know the names of Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji's 2 sons, and we know that the elder son, Baba Ram Rai, what was the reason for why he was not given the Guru Gaddi. So this is also for us that are watching this. If we don't know the itihas of our 10 gurus, from Guru Nanak Ji to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and what happened and how the Guruship was passed on, that we need to learn that. Otherwise we got a big problem on our hands, because one day one of these things might come to us that actually, Guru Arjan Dev Ji committed suicide, and we're not going to know what to say, because it might come in a textbook. It's in a textbook, and that's going to cause so much problems for us.
I'll give you an example. There was an argument once about someone was mentioning Aisha in the Quran, and how Prophet Muhammad married when he was 56-year-old with Aisha, and she was of a certain age. And the argument back that this Muslim scholar gave was, and I was there, he was saying it to me, that Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj married a 14-year-old. And I at the point didn't have any answer to understand, saying, okay, I don't know when Guru Angad Dev Ji got married and who it was that he got married to. My history was really weak. And the history says, yes, he did. But he was 15 at the time himself. So they got married young when, they used to do a roka. They used to basically just get you married young when you were in that time period. So I think it was, it's really important that you know your knowledge, and not knowing, even half knowledge is dangerous sometimes, of not knowing nothing at all. It's even, sometimes it's considered worse. So let's carry on with this one.
श्री गुरु तेग बहादुर पातशाह बारे लिखा कि तेग बहादुर हंसी के पास जंगलों में लुक छुप के रहता था, चोरों डकैतों सरकार के बागियों को पनाह देता था। जब सरकार को पता चला, पकड़ के ले गए और कत्ल कर दिया। आगे लिखा कि गोविंद
So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj used to live amongst a certain jungle, and he used to hide out in this jungle and do lutta koha dakaitan, like a daku basically, and used to loot people. And then when this Sarkar found him, they took him to jail and then they killed him. So again, a huge thing that's written against Sikh itihas.
ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਰਨਾ ਦਲ ਦੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਮੁਖੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਦਾ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। 11 ਨਵੰਬਰ 1761 ਤੋਂ 15 ਨਵੰਬਰ 1761 ਤੱਕ। ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਸ਼ਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਤਰਨਾ ਦਲ ਦੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਮੁਖੀ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਸਨਮਾਨ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੋਇਆ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ 1688 ਈਸਵੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਤਾ ਦਸੌਂਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਜ਼ਿਲ੍ਹਾ ਖੇਮਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੀ ਪਿੰਡ ਲੀਲ ਵਿਖੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਲక్ష్ਮੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕੁੱਖੋਂ ਹੋਇਆ। ਬਾਬਾ ਦਸੌਂਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਲక్ష్ਮੀ ਜੀ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰਸੰਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਸੰਨ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਸੂਰਵੀਰ ਧਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਪੰਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਮੁੱਲੀਆਂ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਨਿਭਾਵੇਗਾ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਰਦਾਨ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਦਸੌਂਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਅਤੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਲక్ష్ਮੀ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕੁੱਖੋਂ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਹੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਹੋਇਆ। ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਸਦਾਚਾਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਉੱਚੇ ਖਿਆਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਸਨ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਜਦ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਭਰੇ ਤਦ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਗਿਆ ਨੂੰ ਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਭਾਈ ਮਣੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਪਾਸੋਂ ਗੁਰਮੁਖੀ ਅੱਖਰ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ। ਇੰਝ ਜਦ ਗੁਰਮੁਖੀ ਅੱਖਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਅਧਿਐਨ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਸ਼ਸਤਰ ਵਿੱਦਿਆ ਸਿੱਖਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਆਯੂ 11 ਵਰ੍ਹਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਤਦ ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਵਿਸਾਖ ਦੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ 1699 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ 50 ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਪਾਸੋਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਪਾਨ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਪਾਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਵਧੀਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਲਈ ਸਮਰਪਿਤ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਹਿਰ ਰਾਤ ਰਹਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਿਆ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਕੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦੇਗਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਗੜੇ ਲਾਇਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ ਤੇ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਨਿਤਨੇਮ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੂਜਾ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ ਅਤੇ ਮੁੱਖੋਂ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਦੀ ਰਛਾ ਹਮਨੇ ਇਤਿਆਦਿਕ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਸਵਾ ਪਹਿਰ ਨਿਸਕਰੈ ਸਨਾਨ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੈ ਖਾੜ ਪਗ ਬਧਾਨ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਕੀ ਪੂਜਾ ਕਰੇ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਕਰ ਸ਼ਸਤਰ ਫੜੈ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਨੀਲਾ ਬਾਣਾ ਪਹਿਨਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ ਅਤੇ ਗਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਦੀ ਮਾਲਾ ਅਤੇ ਹੱਥ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਦਾ ਕੜਾ ਪਹਿਨਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਸਿਰ ਉੱਪਰ ਵੱਡਾ ਦਮਾਲਾ ਅਤੇ ਚੱਕਰ ਸਜਾਇਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਜਥਾ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਗਲ ਮਾਲਾ ਪਾਵੈ ਕੰਗਣ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਲੋਹ ਸੁਹਾਵੈ ਲੋਹ ਚੱਕਰ ਲੋਹ ਤੋੜੇ ਧਾਰੈ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਕੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਉਚਾਰੈ। ਜਿਸ ਵਕਤ 4 ਪੋ 1704 ਈਸਵੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਕਿਲ੍ਹਾ ਛੱਡਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਕੇਸਗੜ੍ਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਨਿਯੁਕਤ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਦਾਸ ਉਦਾਸੀ ਨੂੰ 9ਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇ ਦੇਹੁਰੇ ਸੀਸਗੰਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਬਣਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਛੱਡਣ ਤੋਂ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਕੇਸਗੜ੍ਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਬੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਪਿਆਰ ਸ਼ਰਧਾ ਭਾਵਨਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਭਾਉਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਨਿਤਨੇਮ ਦੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਜਾਪ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਆਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਰਸ ਪੀਣੀ ਕਥਾ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਸਮੇਂ-ਸਮੇਂ ਨਾਲ ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੰਚਾਰ ਵੀ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਹਸਤ ਕਮਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਅਤੀ ਸੁੰਦਰ ਪੋਥੀਆਂ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭੇਟਾ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਪੰਥ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ 10ਵੇਂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਵਨ ਸਰੂਪ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਸਤ ਕਮਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਭੋਗ ਚਰਿਤਰੋ ਪਖਿਆਨ ਤੇ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਸੋਂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਨਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਹੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਰੂਪ ਉਤਾਰਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਸਤ ਕਮਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਕੇਸਗੜ੍ਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਸੀ, ਜਿਸ ਸਰੂਪ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਸਰਬਲੋਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਉਤਾਰੇ ਹੋਏ। ਅਸਲ ਸਰੂਪ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਕਿਧਰੇ ਗੁੰਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਗੁਰਭਾਈ ਸਨ। ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦਮਦਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਦੋਨੋਂ ਬਾਬੇ ਤਰਨੇ ਦਲ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਮੁੱਖ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਸਨ ਅਤੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਤੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਸਨ। ਇਸ ਲਈ ਮਿਸਲਾ ਦੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਵੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਿਸ਼ਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਤਰਨਾ ਦਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਹੇਠ ਜੰਗਾਂ ਯੁੱਧਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੋਹਰੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਲੜਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਜਿਸ ਵਕਤ 1761 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਹਿਮਦ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਨੇ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਘੋਰ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤਾਂ ਜਦ ਇਹ ਖਬਰ ਮਿਸਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਦਮਦਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਥੇ ਸਮੇਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਲੇ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ। ਫਿਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਮਦਮੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲ ਕੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵੱਲ ਜਾਣ ਦੀ ਖਬਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਕੇਸਗੜ੍ਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਰਦਾਸਾਂ ਸੋਧ ਕੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਚਾਲੇ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ। ਤੇ ਇੱਧਰ ਜਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੱਕੇ ਛੁਡਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਅਤੇ ਆਪ ਮੈਦਾਨੇ ਜੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰ ਗਏ ਤਾਂ ਉਧਰੋਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ 5000 ਤੋਂ ਵਧੇਕ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਥਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿਖੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਏ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ 5000 ਹੀ ਫੌਜ ਦਾ ਜਥਾ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਜਣਾ ਪੈ ਗਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਰਕ ਮੈਦਾਨੇ ਜੰਗ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਭੱਜ ਗਏ। ਗਿਆਨੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਬਾ ਦਰਗਾਹ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਆਏ। ਇੱਕ ਪੰਥ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਿਸਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੀ 7000 ਫੌਜ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਅਤੇ ਫੌਜ ਦੀ ਦੇਖਭਾਲ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਸੁਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ। ਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਸੁਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਕਦੇ ਦੰਦਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਕਦੇ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇੰਜ ਵਿਚਰ ਕੇ ਦਿਨ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਸਨ। ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਜਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਆਏ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਸੁਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਏ ਅਤੇ ਜਮਾ ਮਰਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਹੂ ਲਾਏ ਸਨ। ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਸੀਸ ਅਤੇ ਧੜ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੈਰਾਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਗਏ ਅਤੇ ਬੈਰਾਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਪੰਕਤੀਆਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ। ਜੋ ਤੋਂ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਖੇਲਣ ਕਾ ਚਾਓ ਸਿਰ ਤਰ ਤਲੀ ਗਲੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਆਓ ਇਤ ਮਾਰਗ ਪੈਰ ਧਰੀਜੈ ਸਿਰ ਦੀਜੈ ਕਾਹਨ ਨਾ ਕੀਜੈ ਅਤੇ ਬਰਾਗ ਸਹਿਤ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸੀਸ ਅਤੇ ਧੜ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰਾਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਆਰੰਭ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ। ਗਿਆਨੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਅਤੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਹੋਈ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਖੂਨ ਖੋਲਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਰਾਤੀ ਛਾਪੇ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਦੁਰਾਨੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਥਾਣੇ ਤਹਿਸੀਲਾਂ ਸਾੜ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਤਹਿਮੂਰ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੇ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਹਾਲ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਕਾਬਲ, ਮੁਲਤਾਨ, ਰੋਹਤਾਸ ਆਦਿਕ ਅਸਥਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਫੌਜਾਂ ਸੱਦ ਲਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਨਿਹੰਗ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦਾ ਖੁਰਾ ਖੋਜ ਮਿਟਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਦੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਸ਼ਾਹ ਨਜਾਮੂਦੀਨ ਸਰਬੁਲੰਦ ਖਾਂ, ਜਾਵਰ ਖਾਂ ਆਦਿਕ 20,000 ਲੜਾਕੇ ਪਠਾਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਫੌਜਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਨਿਹੰਗ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਲਿਤ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦ ਫੌਜਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਚੜਾਈ ਕਰ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੌਜ ਦੀ ਬਾਗਡੋਰ ਫੜਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਦੇ ਤਹਿਤ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਮੁੱਚੇ ਪੰਥ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤਰਨਾ ਦਲ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਮਿਸਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਮੁਖੀ ਨਿਯੁਕਤ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਾਫਲਾ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਮੁੜ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੱਲਾ ਬੋਲ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਫੌਜਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਮੇਤ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਟ ਕੇ ਮੁਕਾਬਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਜਮਾ ਮਰਦੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੱਕੇ ਛੁਡਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਅਤੇ ਸਦਾ ਲਈ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰਣ ਕਰਵਾ ਲਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਮੁੜ ਚੜਾਈ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓਗੇ ਅਤੇ ਅਖੀਰ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ 14-15 ਨਵੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਸਨ 1761 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਜਾਮ ਪੀ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਸਦਾ ਲਈ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਜੋਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਪੇਧ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਅੰਗੀਠਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਸੁਭਾਈਮਾਨ ਹੈ। ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ 1818 ਬਿਕਰਮੀ 1761 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੈ। ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਬਾਗ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧ ਚਲਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਬਾਬਾ ਸੂਬਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ। ਕੁਝ ਵਿਦਵਾਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਦੇ 7ਵੇਂ ਹੱਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ। ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਦੇ 8ਵੇਂ ਹਮਲੇ 'ਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ। ਪਰ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਨੇ 7ਵਾਂ ਹਮਲਾ ਹਿੰਦ ਤੇ ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਦੇ ਪੰਨੇ 192 ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਵਿਭਾਗ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ 1816 ਬਿਕਰਮੀ 1769 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਹਮਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਨੇ ਨਿਹੰਗ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਖਿੱਚ ਕੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਪੂਰਿਆ। ਇਸ ਤੇ ਰੋਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ 1818 ਬਿਕਰਮੀ 1761 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਦਿੱਤੀ। ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਨੇ 1819 ਬਿਕਰਮੀ 1762 ਈਸਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ 8ਵਾਂ ਹੱਲਾ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਹਮਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਹੰਗ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੰਡਿਆਲੇ ਦੇ ਮਹੰਤ ਬਿਧੀ ਚੰਦ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੜਦੇ ਮਾਲਵੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ। ਇਸ ਬਿਧੀ ਚੰਦ ਮਹੰਤ ਨੇ ਜਨਮ ਸਾਖੀ ਬਦਲੀ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਫਰ ਤੋਲਿਆ ਸੀ। ਇਸ ਜਨਮ ਸਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਲਿਖਤ ਪੁਸਤਕ ਸਰਵਲੋ ਬੰਗਾ ਨੰਗਲੀ ਵਿਖੇ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਵਿਭਾਗ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਛਪੇ ਦੇ 205 ਪੰਨੇ ਤੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਵਕਤ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਟੱਕਰ ਕੋਪ ਰਹੀੜੇ ਦੇ ਮੈਦਾਨ 'ਚ ਹੋਈ ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਲੂਕਾਰਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਮਿਸਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੁਖੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਸੁਦਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸਨ। ਇੰਜ ਬਾਬਾ ਗੁਰਬਖਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਅਬਦਾਲੀ ਦੇ 8ਵੇਂ ਹੱਲੇ 'ਚ ਜੂਝਣਾ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਅਜੋਗ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਤ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Michael Jordan has said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots, lost almost 300 games, and 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I fail over and over and over again, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan is one of the most famous basketball players in the world, though he was not always a star. He didn't make his high school basketball team because he was too short and wasn't good enough. He could have quit, but instead he had the mindset to continue and get better. He was practicing each day before most people were even out of bed. And because of this, he not only made the team the following year, but he went on to become the greatest player of all time and a true champion. The question that comes to our mind is, can we all learn to have a mindset of a champion? A mindset is a word describing how we think. There are two types of mindsets. One, a growth mindset, and two, a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is when somebody believes they can learn to be good and they can learn to get better. They are not afraid of challenges. They continue when things get hard. They know that they have put effort in to learn, and they learn from criticism. They are also inspired by people who do well. Michael Jordan has this trait, though another person with a growth mindset is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He was cut from the Canadian Football League early on in his career. He could have quit, but instead he worked very hard, faced many challenges, and is now a super famous movie star, one of my favorite. Did you know that coaches and professional scouts look for athletes who don't just have skill? They want someone who wants to learn, who is coachable, and will give 100% effort in practices. They want someone with a growth mindset. What they don't want is somebody who thinks they are already good enough, they don't need to learn, and are not coachable. These people have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the opposite of a growth. These people either think they're born good or born not so good. They cannot learn. They are afraid of challenges. They give up and get defensive easily. They feel criticized when given feedback and are threatened by people who do well. Which mindset do you think I have? Well, let me tell you a story. Reading has always been hard for me, and even now I still find it challenging. From kindergarten to 4th grade, I was always a bit below grade level in reading. So each night, I read aloud to my parents to try to get better. This was always the worst part of my day. Whenever I was reading, I would of course make mistakes, misread words, say words that weren't there, miss words that were there, and miss punctuation. Normal. But whenever my mom or dad tried to correct me, I'd get upset. I told them that they were wrong and sometimes even have a meltdown. This happened from my friends and teachers and with other subjects and activities too. I thought that I should know how to do everything already, and if I didn't, I would get upset. I thought that what my teachers were teaching should come to me easy. Well, guess what? Some of the things I was learning or reading were not easy. I would get upset. Negative thoughts came into my mind. You suck. You can't do anything. This should be so easy. Suddenly, I felt tears coming down my face in front of my friends and teachers too. In my head, I'm saying, no, please, no. I could no longer control my emotions. This is where the real problem begins. You see, I lose control of my emotions, I stop listening, and I stop thinking. I become difficult to those around me. And when I finally get through it, I'm very tired. This is not healthy, and it's not the person I want to be. I want to know why I was feeling this way and why my emotions were so strong. Well, this year, in 5th grade, was the first year I was able to answer these questions. I learned what a growth and fixed mindset are. I'm learning how to change my fixed mindset into a growth mindset and have a mindset of a champion. I believe we can have both of these mindsets, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. I believe this because I have both. I have a growth mindset with things like soccer, basketball, change, and learning new languages. I also believe we can change our fixed mindset into a growth mindset and have a mindset of a champion. Well, maybe not a champion like Michael Jordan, but a champion in our own way. We may just need a little help to do this. My dad and I read this book called Mindsets, written by Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck is a professor and professional psychologist who researched and came up with the idea of a growth and fixed mindset. Her book told me that I was not the only one who has a fixed mindset from time to time. However, the best advice I ever got was from my teacher and school counselor. Their advice was a one little 3-letter word. This word was yet. They told me always put the word yet at the end of my sentence. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I don't understand. I don't understand yet. The word yet makes me feel I just need to put a little more effort in before I understand it. I still struggle with a fixed mindset from time to time. However, I now know why I get frustrated and upset. For any of you out there who may have a fixed mindset from time to time, please know that I am proof that you can beat it. Writing this talk, I struggled the whole time, though every day I've gotten a little better than the day before. This is why I can say I'm winning, because I'm here in front of you now today. Thank you.
Ezra Fretch is far from your typical 12-year-old. For starters, his name means the helper. It makes sense. He's a motivational speaker, founder of his own company, and an amazing athlete.
The day Ezra was born was special for his parents.
I just saw his face and he was the most beautiful child.
Then came words no parent wants to hear.
And I didn't even realize that he was missing fingers and that there was a difference in his leg at that very moment until the doctor said something. Within 24 hours, they said, you're going to need to amputate his leg and he's going to have surgery on his hand.
Yeah, that's a tough word to hear, right?
Yeah.
Amputation.
I was born with one finger on my left hand and a lower left leg that was curved in. And I had surgery when I was 2.5 years old, and the doctors removed the curved part of my left leg and they transplanted the big toe and put it onto my left hand.
It ended up being a 15-hour procedure because it wasn't just the amputation.
You're essentially connecting, nerves and veins and arteries under a microscope, right? And they're thinner than a hair.
I'm so proud of you. I love you.
Ezra was born with congenital limb difference. Life was going to be a challenge, to say the least. But it's a challenge he meets head-on every day.
Sports is everything to me.
Basketball and track and field are a few of the sports this 7th grader excels in, but it doesn't come easy.
How does your day start off? What do you have to do to get ready for your day that maybe other kids, that are 12 years old don't have to do?
Well, first of all, I have to put on a leg. So I'll probably get out of my bed, just pop my leg on, and most kids don't really think that, like when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, I'm standing on one leg. Many people don't realize the little struggles that just happen in everyday life when you have a disability.
When he isn't inspiring people on the field, this tween is inspiring them off it as a motivational speaker.
When they say you can't, just smile, because you know you can.
It's a charisma way beyond his years, and it led him to his biggest speech ever, a locker room chat with the NBA champion Golden State Warriors.
I was born with one finger on my left hand and a lower left leg that was curved in.
It was so amazing. We got to the practice facility, and usually I don't really get nervous before speeches, but oh man, I was really nervous before that one.
A lot of people worry about what they don't have. Not Ezra. He's only focused on what he has.
We're all different and we all have challenges. And what makes us stronger is getting around those challenges, pushing through the challenges, and hopping over the obstacles.
Last month, Ezra and his family held their annual 4-day Angel City Games at UCLA for disabled athletes. It's an amazing event that gives kids with disabilities a chance to participate in track and field and other sporting events.
The greatest gift one can give is a simple act of kindness, the kind that leaves an everlasting impression on an individual. there's a story of a very shy young man who was lacking in self-confidence. And the one outlet that would help him clear his worried thoughts was the game of basketball. Late at night after chores and homework, he'd head down to the local school and play on a rusty old rim until the janitor turned the lights out from inside the classroom that helped light the court. At school during lunch, you could find him playing on the gymnasium side court, watching the full court action from a distance. One day during lunch, he caught the attention of an assistant coach of the varsity basketball team. The coach admired his talent, but never saw him play a full pickup game. He could tell that his shyness limited his exposure and drained his courage to step out onto the court. The coach knew that he would need a push if anyone was truly going to see his talents on display. He took the young boy under his wing and helped train him every day after school. Every day of training added to the boy's abilities. Then the day came when he worked up the courage to play on the big court. He did so well that he found himself gaining the respect of the other players and started forming relationships. The next year, the coach encouraged him to try out for the team. And with his newly discovered courage, he decided to give it a go. The next 2 years, he found himself becoming the starting point guard, and with back-to-back winning seasons. Years later, the young man found a new passion and became a teacher. During his summer break, while walking through a quiet park, he looked over and found a young boy sitting on a bench next to the basketball court, with a ball in one hand and his head slumped in another. As he looked around the court, he saw that there was no recreational activities going on. Then he looked back at the young boy, and it reminded him of himself. That same shy young boy, confused and alone. He started to think about his coach and the selfless acts that helped leave the everlasting impression on him. And without that simple act of kindness, he may have never experienced the extraordinary bond between him and his teammates. So he decided to do something about it. The next summer, he became the rec leader of the park. He created a safe community for young kids to get away from the fears and insecurities that plagued them. He wanted to help free them from their concerns, create a place to meet new friends, and gain the confidence needed to take on new challenges. This man's courage to create change was paid forward from another. One act of kindness could create a chain reaction that could expand growth and unity. Sometimes small acts of kindness make life-changing experiences that could change someone's life, and that life in turn could change another.